Soup. Let's see how we whipped it up. Okay, so I got this off of tasteofhome.com. Contest-winning easy minestrone soup. But I changed it a little bit. We like it very much. We add more of the other stuff to it because my wife likes, you know, it's got to be a spoonful of everything when she's eating. So as it stands right now, it says take 1 tablespoon of butter and olive oil in your pan, and let's get over there and let's start whipping this up. We got everything here right now. We have our chicken broth, we have our carrots already. I kind of diced them a little bit. We have a lot more cabbage than it calls for. And here's the secret. When you shred your cabbage, put salt and pepper on it. It will start releasing the juices of the cabbage right now. I put the SBGO salt, pepper, garlic, onion on it, so that will start helping that. Oh, we got our celery, we got our noodles, we have tomato sauce, we have diced tomatoes, we have garlic, and we have all our herbs right here. So let's get over here and start whipping this up. Okay, this says to take your butter and oil and get it warmed up. Just like that. So I'm going to start getting that in my big old pot here. I'm making this a little bit bigger than what the recipe says because my wife, like I said, just loves this so much that she can get a spoonful. And it says saute the carrots, celery, and onions until tender. So let's go grab that. Okay, we're getting everything right now because that's just going. Ooh, yeah, them onions smell really good. Ooh, get this. Okay, turn that down. Let's get those onions in there. Right? Get those onions going. Get that celery. Now this recipe will be up on my website or on the link down below, so check that out so you can get the recipe. But I add more celery, I add more celery, more carrots. We keep the onions right there. So let's get this going. Okay, turn that up now and start getting these cooking and getting tender. We got the butter mixed in all over it. And now what I do is I like to add a little seasoning to this. So you can put a little salt, a little pepper, a little garlic in it. I go with the SBGO and I'm going to put in a little flavor to help that out. We're going to get this nice and mixed. I usually double or triple this because my wife loves, now some of them I left their shaved carrots and I just roughly cut them so then they turn out like that. So it's up to you how fine you want to chop your vegetables. It's up to you of how much. Now this only takes about 45 minutes. But keep on whipping that up. You have to add a little more butter. Now the carrots are going to take a little bit longer. They say keep this going until everything is tender. Well, it'll get tender when you boil it too. I look at it. So I'm just getting this going just like this. I have it on medium. Yeah, let's go medium high right now. The onions are releasing the flavor. You could smell the seasoning coming up. The salt, the pepper, the garlic, it's working. It's working to release the juices from this. It's almost like you're making your own vegetable broth. And you could hear it sizzling and going. You want to stir it up so you don't burn it. And I know it hasn't been very long, but let's see how these carrots are. Crunchy. But that's okay. Now, you can let this go a little bit longer, but I like to simmer it for a little while so all the seasonings release. That will get this more tender. Now it says to put the garlic in. And the garlic, let me swallow that carrot. It's 2 cloves. So I say 1 heaping. And a little bit more juice in there. I like me some garlic. Give that a good mix up. And you're going to let this go for about a minute doing it with the garlic. Because what that's going to do, that's going to help start releasing some of that flavor in the garlic. And I could see on the bottom now, it's starting to release some of the juices because I could see it. Yeah, it's really starting to look good, everybody. You could smell it. It's going good. Some, soups don't have to take all day, 45 minutes, a half hour, an hour, and you got a wonderful soup. But this is going to go for a little bit. So now it says to let this go until it gets tender. Then you stir in your broth, your tomato sauce, your beans, your chickpeas. Oh, I forgot. I had my beans and chickpeas over there, drained. Cabbage, basil, parsley, oregano, and pepper. Bring to a boil, reduce heat, cover and simmer for 15 minutes. Add macaroni, cook, uncover for 6 to 8 minutes until macaroni and vegetables are tender. So, that's how we do it, everybody. Oh yeah, that's starting to, the celery is starting to turn color into that light green. It's just going to be the carrots, but that's okay. So let's get in the rest of the stuff in there. So let's put in the broth, and everybody, the secret to this is more than a bouillon. Chicken broth. We got the chicken broth in here. More than a bouillon. This is awesome. So it says 3 cups. I did 4 cups because I wanted to get a little bit more. All right. So now we got the chicken broth in there. Let's add the tomato sauce. And you need 2 cans of reduced sodium or no salt chicken broth. And these are 8 ounces. So you need 2 of these. And I'm going to put a little water in there, everybody, just to get the rest of that out. And we're going to bring this to a boil. So right now when I'm putting this all in, I'm going to keep it at medium right now. All right, let's give this a nice stir. Now it's getting us that nice red color to the minestrone soup. Hopefully you could see it right there. All right. My wife loves minestrone soup. So why don't we get a little bit more of this tomato by just whooshing a little water in there. Get some more of that flavor of that out of there. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. We are missing all that flavor. So we're going to dump that in there. Okay. Next we add the beans, the chickpea beans, and the tomatoes. So you do not drain. We got the basil, garlic, oregano, and this is the standard 14.5 ounces. So we're going to dump that in there. Now, if you want more tomatoes, put more in there, an extra can. We're going with 2 cans of kidney beans because we love kidney beans. It only calls for 1, but we're putting in 2 cans of kidney beans, dark. You can do 1 dark, 1 light, and we got the chickpeas in there, drained and cleaned. Let's give this a stir. Oh, that's starting to get to be some hearty looking soup, everybody. My wife's gonna love this. Okay. All right, we're going to turn that up a little bit higher. Okay. Then we got to add the cabbage. And now I got a lot of cabbage here. It was a small head, but I didn't want it to waste. I was going to make another soup that needed cabbage, the healing cabbage soup. But it's getting late. So I'm just going to put a whole head of cabbage in there. A lot more than what normal is in there. But that's okay. That's going to render down and put this juice into this. So let's get this. Now if I have to, I can always add a little bit more broth to it. Oh, just look at that. I think I might add just a tad more broth, maybe 2 more cups. Let's get this all in here, down. This is going to shrink and wither. Now, like I said, I season it. That's part of my trick with this, is I put the SBGO in there. And that starts releasing that. Now, we're going to start adding our seasoning. It says 1.5 teaspoons, or 1 teaspoon of dry basil. So, I have my basil here, and this is from my garden, dehydrated. So, I'm going to say that's about right. That's really good basil, everybody. And then it says 1.5 teaspoons of parsley. So I got the parsley right here. I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to say that's about right. Part of my soups, everybody, is I just go by feel and look, but measure, you know. Now oregano, 1 teaspoon. And I say that's about right. And I add, where this wasn't on there, 1 teaspoon of cilantro, because I think it brings out flavor. Right there. And dill. If you've been watching my videos, you know I love dill. Freeze-dried dill, and I add about 1 teaspoon of that in there. There we go. And now you add your pepper, but I already have that in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix this up, get the seasoning all in here, and I'm going to do a little bit more broth because that was a lot of cabbage. More cabbage than you're supposed to put in it. But we're okay with that. I'm going to add a little bit more broth and bring this up to the boil, and then cover and simmer. So let's see how this is going to turn off after I get that broth whipped up. All right, I added another 2 cups because the broth was a little low because of all that extra cabbage. Now I got to bring this up to a boil. Once I get this up to a boil, I reduce the heat, I put the lid on, I let it simmer anywhere. They say 15 minutes or until everything is tender. I'm going to go about 20 minutes, 25, because I added so much extra in there. But it's starting to smell so good. My wife is over there drooling. And drooling. She wants her soup, her meal that she needs a shovel to get in. You know. Yeah, stop smiling over there, woman. So this is how simple this is. The last step is we're going to bring it to a boil, bring it down, simmer it, and we're going to put a cup of elbow noodles macaroni in here. I think it's a cup and a half, almost 2 cups left. We're just going to dump those in. For the last 15 minutes, it's going to absorb. It will be a lot more thicker. And then it will be, hi phone, it will be our dinner for tonight. And then meal preps. 20 minutes later, let's pop this off. Oh, that smells so good. Don't put your face over that. You steam blast yourself like I just did. Ooh wee, does that smell good. The wife is cleaning up right now. Let's get that lid off. Let's get this stirred up. Let me grab a carrot real quick and see right where they are. You don't want the carrots to be too mushy, but not too crunchy. And that's the hardest thing out of all of this soup is the carrots right now. So we got a little carrot right there. So what we do now, the last part, it says 1 cup of elbow macaroni, you know, uncooked. They said whole wheat. I'm going with this regular. So we have about 2 cups left. We added some more broth to it. And it says to add macaroni, cook uncovered for 6 to 8 minutes until it's tender and the vegetables are tender. So there we go. We're going to turn that up a little bit higher since we have it on. Let's grab that carrot. Got a little snip to it. That's it. It's almost done. I would say in about 8 minutes that's going to be perfect. Now those noodles are going to get cooked with this broth. So let's set the timer. Yeah, let's set the timer for 7 minutes. Split the difference. And then we're going to scoop this out and we're going to do a taste test. Boom. Award-winning minestrone soup done. Look how beautiful that looks. We'll get a bowl first. This is Jane's dinner. If you notice, she's got a glass of milk. She's got her buttered crackers all around because that's what she likes. The noodles came out good. Let's get a good scooper. Oh, I just broke my spatula. This is what happens when you have your son put the stuff away in your drawers and it's not done correctly. Wow, that looks good. Smells so good, everybody. Let's start scooping this up. Oh, look at all those noodles. We got to get her some carrots. She loves her carrots. You know, she's not big into the broth, everybody. It's all about the scooping. So, take a look at that, everybody. Isn't that just gorgeous? So we're going to put this right here. And then she's going to do a taste test. We're going to try our taste test. I got a little bowl. I got a little bit of everything. I got cabbage, chickpea, carrot, a noodle. What else is in here? Garlic, some seasoning, celery.
It was delicious.
What was that?
Delicious.
I got a really good flavor. I mean, the carrots are perfect. You know, they're not like mush. They're tender. They got just a hint of a snap. The juice is really good. The broth. I'm a broth person. Yeah, that broth is really good.
I like chunks.
You are chunks, yeah.
Chunkier the better.
Celery is perfect. There you go. Something so simple. About 45 minutes, 50 minutes. You got a huge pot like this. We got some meals and some freezing we can do. Oh, and with this, you take grated Parmesan cheese and you sprinkle it on top. Would you like some?
No.
No? No cheese?
No.
Well, that's the first time I ever heard you turn down cheese, woman. That's it, everybody. So simple to make, so delicious. Like I said, we have some serious food right here, and it is good. The additional kidney beans. What's the difference between minestrone and like a vegetable soup? It's got all the same stuff in it, but this has got the beans in it that make it more filling. Very good, very healthy soup. You can put a little cheese on it. I did add some celery seed to this when it was simmering, and I did add some chives to it too, about a teaspoon each, just to give it some more flavor. Celery powder or seeds enhances flavors. So this is what's really good about this soup. Do all that great stuff. Please subscribe. Comments. I love hearing everybody's comments. If you tried it, how you made it yourself, how you changed it to your cooking and your style. And, you know, I will answer everybody. Hit the share button, hit the like button, hit that little bell for notification when new recipes come out. And this has been Cooking with me in my kitchen, John. Thanks for coming in and seeing another great recipe. Until the next recipe, until next week. Bye, everybody.